Hey everybody, hope you're having a good one today. I got another awesome question in the group yesterday and wanted to do a live video to go over it because sometimes that's just way easier than trying to type out an answer, and then hopefully more of you will see it. If you're here watching the replay, please feel free to ask questions, pop in with your comments. I always love to hear from you guys, even if you're not here live. For anybody who was waiting for me to go live at 10:30 Central, I'm sorry. I had a call at 10:30 Central, so I was trying to say I would go live after that. Clearly failed. So I'm sorry if you were in here waiting, but I appreciate you. So I wanted to answer a question that was asked about driving traffic to a summit. And I took this question basically as how to basically promote your registration page. And there are, let me make sure I can actually hear myself in my video quick. Okay, yes. So there are 3 ways that I focus on to drive traffic to my summits. And I'll tell you what those 3 things are and then kind of break each one down. I do have an entire podcast series going live on this, probably starting in December, but I realize that doesn't do a lot of you very much good if your summit is before then. So I figured this video would be a great way for me to outline that content and then help those of you who need that information now. But the 3 big pieces I focus on are my existing audience for number 1. Number 2 is speakers and affiliates. And number 3 is cold traffic. So I want to break down each of those. If you run into questions as I go through them, want more details on something, just let me know. I'm happy to go in more depth. So let's start with driving traffic to the summit registration page using your existing audience. And there are a few pieces that I cover to do this. First is an email sequence to my existing email list. And you might think that, they're already on the list. I don't need to, put too much effort into getting them to sign up for the summit. They're already on my list. But if you're selling something through your summit, which you really should be to make the most of it, you want those people on your list to sign up because they're going to be very likely to convert because they're already warm. They know you, they trust you, they know you put out good stuff. So I'm working on getting my exact promo sequence I used for my email list into the Summit Host Vault within the next couple months. But again, doesn't do you much good if you need it now. So I like to look at this kind of like a regular launch sequence. You want to mix in promo emails with value add emails. So I tend to do 3 weeks out from my summit, I'll send an announcement email. Here's this thing that you can now register for. Here's what it is, details, go sign up. Before that, I would have maybe given them a heads up email, hey, there's this cool thing coming on Monday. Keep your eye out. And I might have done PSs in some of my regular newsletters, but that Monday, 3 weeks out, the announcement is the first time they can actually go sign up for it outside of maybe a wait list. And then after that, I kind of just do some value adds. So I will send, my summit is for designers who want to streamline their design business and make it more profitable. So I might send an email 5 simple strategies to simplifying your design business, something like that. And each step, I'll list something out that's really important, and then at the bottom be for more on this, be sure to check out so-and-so's presentation in the summit, sign up here. So that will catch the people that don't respond well to direct pitches, but who do open up and consume free content. They'll read the value, get the value add, and of course they're going to want to learn more about at least one of those steps, right? So they're more likely to go and sign up at that point. So just kind of different value add emails like that are great. Emails to your existing list is an important thing to include. The next thing I do is a couple steps to catch any people who are visiting my website but aren't necessarily on my email list. So for that, I published a blog post that's basically introducing the Simply Profitable Designer Summit is what the title of the post always is. I just republish the same post every time I host a summit, maybe tweaking a few things here and there. But it's just a blog post that basically can be very similar to that first announcement email you send to your email list. Totally repurpose that content and make it easy on yourself. But you'll have that blog post there then to catch anyone who comes to check out your blog. I also add a banner to my website for similar purposes. I want to catch people who are on my website because if they're on my site, it's very likely they're going to be interested in this related summit. So I'll add a banner, get your free ticket to the Simply Profitable Designer Summit, something like that. So that is what I do for my website and email list. then of course you want to catch your social media followers. So for me, that means I promote in my Facebook group and on Instagram, both on Instagram stories and in my Instagram feed. I'm not really active on many other platforms other than Pinterest. I have not used Pinterest to promote up till this point. I'm going to be getting a Pinterest expert on the podcast, hopefully in December or January, to teach us all how to do that. But for my Facebook group, I kind of just repurpose my emails. I'll tweak the emails to make sense for social media and post them both on in my Facebook group and on my Instagram feed. I also do live videos and live trainings in my Facebook group for those value add emails because face-to-face type stuff like this is what tends to convert better. And then on Instagram stories, I'll do, you see people with the Instagram story series that you click through and it kind of like tells you a story and promotes it. Doing stuff like that is really great too, as well as showing off your speakers. Tagging your speakers when you show them off is great because then it makes it really easy for them to just repost it to their account, which will get you more traction, drive more traffic to your site that way. And I guess I also want to mention, especially with your social media, don't be always doing straight promotion to get people to register. Value add kind of trainings, just like I talked about for the email list, are a great thing to do, but behind the scenes looks at what you're working on works wonders. So I like to do, basically when I start working on my summit, I'm starting to give behind the scenes sneak peeks, and I'll have a waitlist link in my bio for people to go get on the waitlist for the summit, which will catch anyone who's not already on my email list. And then, once promotion starts, it's even better. I'd be like, hey, today I'm, maybe uploading these presentations, and give them a little look at what one of the presentations are, something like that. Because people love seeing behind the scenes looks at stuff like that. And some people that wouldn't pay attention to your promo series, they would just swipe right by it, would pay attention to you giving them behind the scenes sneak peeks. So that's another great thing to do. I'm just going to make sure that I'm seeing everything I should here. But let me know if you have any questions on that. That's basically how I go about promoting to my existing audience. So after that comes speakers and affiliates. And once you have your own promotion strategy figured out, it makes this portion way easier because you can repurpose everything. So I start by repurposing all of the emails I've created for myself. I turn those into swipe copy and graphics for my speakers and affiliates to use. So I'll add little placeholders where they can put in information on their specific presentation topic and things like that. And that just makes it easy for you to give them the material they need, and the easier you make it for them, the more likely they are going to be to share. And that's more stuff I'm working on getting added to the Summit Host Vault for you guys within the next couple months. The graphics and stuff are already in there for Instagram, and you can use Instagram feed for Facebook as well. And then Instagram stories, we have Twitter coming in October, and you can use those graphics for your speakers. To increase the likelihood that they share, make sure they're getting affiliate commissions if people buy through their link. Also, give them encouragement to share and reminders. It's not enough to send an email or post in your speaker Facebook group saying, hey, promotion is open. Here's all the resources for you. Go share, thanks. You need to remind them consistently throughout the promotion period. For my first summit, I did affiliate incentives, which gave me an excuse to be like, hey, here's the top 3 affiliates and here's the prizes they're gonna get. I don't think it changed really how much those people promoted because the top affiliates were obviously putting in some serious work to make money through it. But I think it was a good reminder for people who maybe promoting wasn't on their radar or at the top of their priority list. Every time I was able to post about something like that, it was a reminder to them to go share. And then I like to also do in the moment reminders. The middle of your promotion period for your summit is likely going to be pretty quiet. You might feel a little anxious about that. Channel that anxiety, send a really thoughtful email or post a really thoughtful post in your Facebook group. Hey, things are a little slow right now. Let's all come together, get more return for the work we're putting in. Here's an email you can send today. Here's something you can post on social media today. Put it right in the poster email, so all they have to do is copy and paste. I did that for my summit back in April, and I had more signups the day I did that than I did the first day that all the speakers and affiliates were promoting. So people really responded well to that, and it's something I will definitely continue to do. So along with your existing audience, you want to leverage your speakers and affiliates. The good news is you can repurpose most of what you did to make it easy for them to share. And then the third thing I want to talk about for driving traffic to your summit is cold traffic. And for that, I use Facebook ads. You can do other kinds of ads as well. Facebook ads are all I've ever used, but it is so worth it. If you do not know how to use Facebook ads, I guess I wouldn't really recommend learning this way, but it's even worth hiring someone to do it for you. I know Eden, who was just on the podcast on Tuesday. Check out that episode if you haven't yet. She's incredible. She shared really candid behind the scenes looks at her summit results and strategies and stuff like that. But when she did her first summit back in January, she told me she was like 10xing her ad spend in income through those ads. So it's so worth it. I've tested ads for myself and for one of my friends who launched a summit earlier this month, the first week of September, and we've both gotten registrations for about $1 per lead, which is insane. So regardless of what your All Access Pass or whatever you're selling through your summit whatever the conversion rate is, that cost per lead, the $1-ish, even up to $2 or more cost per lead, is probably going to be very worth it. So I would definitely recommend doing that. I like to also give my Facebook ad graphics and copy to my speakers in case any of them want to run ads for it. You could also have them contribute money to your ad spend as well, which could be a good way to do it, although that might not benefit them quite as much. But as for what I do with my ads, I usually have 2 pieces of copy. Another thing I'm working with my copywriter on right now to add to the vault for you guys, but I'll have a longer form piece of copy, introducing the summit, highlighting some of the top presentations I think people will be interested in, and then telling them to go get their free ticket, and a shorter piece that's just a couple sentences. Here's this summit for so-and-so, get your free ticket here, and they'll go be impressed with this thing and sign up, and you'll get great cost per conversions if you do that well. As for audiences, I tend to do lookalike audiences for my website and my email list and keep it as simple as that. But hopefully those things helped. I know it was a Facebook ad to the summit lead page. Yes, I run Facebook ads straight to the registration page for the summit to cold traffic, and it does real well, between $1 and $2 per sign up. So yeah, hopefully that answers that question. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions. I'm happy to go into more of this in depth, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of an overview of what the promotion process looks like. All of this stuff, a complete promotion strategy, will be added to the vault eventually, but like I said, I know that's not super helpful for those of you who are wanting to get going right now. But yeah, let me see. Hey, Melissa. Oh, I'm just seeing that people are actually here, so that's really cool. Welcome. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions. I'll probably go live again tomorrow, depending on if any questions get asked in the Q&A thread. So I can touch on any other questions you guys have in there. Or just pop back in with a comment. So thanks so much for being here. Thanks for the great question. And I hope that helps. Oh, one more question kind of came in here. How much lead time for Facebook ads? Are you asking how long in advance of your summit are you running ads? I usually start running my ads. I will week 2, not week 2. So I have my own promotion period for 1 week before my speakers start promoting. I usually start my ads when speakers start promoting, just so I can test all the registration process and test conversions and everything with my own audience before I start pouring more money into ads. So I usually do those starting about 2 weeks before the summit starts. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Let me know if it doesn't. I like to run them for 2 weeks in advance. I don't do any warm-up ads or anything like that, just because if they're converting at $1 or $2 per ad, it doesn't really get much better than that. So you don't need to do a whole lot of extra prep work or have this whole big crazy ad strategy to make it work well. I am gonna also work on getting a ad strategist on the podcast, probably again in December. Lots of stuff happening in December, apparently. But thanks so much for the great question. Hopefully this helped, and let me know if you run into any others.